Don't sit under the apple tree with anyone else but me. Anyone else but me. Anyone else but me. No, no, no. Don't sit under the apple tree with anyone else but me.
Hi there. So, what with everything that Megan has been up to, I was a little bit surprised that we hadn't yet heard anything from the Markles. I mean, I would have thought by now we would have seen Vonnie, showing up on Dan Wooten's to tell us all about Megsy's failures, or Thomas Jr. doing a live talking about how horrible his sister is. So I thought with them not coming out to talk to us, it was time to do a little looking at what they might be up to. So I first went and took the obligatory and rather disturbing jaunt through Junior's Instagram page. And you know what I want to ask? I want to ask the people that currently are supporting Thomas Markle Jr., do you not realize that be careful who you trust? Some people are just waiting to use your weaknesses against you. Could just as easily apply to anybody who supports him. I mean, do they not realize that? I guess they don't. It stuns me, but they don't seem to catch that nuance. But as you continue to look through his page, there are, of course, his vaguely disturbing photos, memes, whatever the heck you want to call these things, about his sister. And seriously, and I'm asking this legitimately and sincerely, if you find this funny, please explain to me what's funny about this. This looks like the disturbed memes of a 12-year-old prepubescent boy. I mean, this is a grown man creating these about his sister. I mean, you go on X, and I always say X is a cesspool, and I will say you rarely find anything this vulgar on X about Megsy. They are witty, they are clever, they are satirical, they are biting, but they are not vulgar. How is it that the most vulgar Instagram memes about Megan come from her own brother? I still really, if anyone can explain that to me, please do, because that's not what a brother does. If you have this level of bitterness, then I think it's time to get professional help. I mean, I'm not even being funny at this point. This is crazy stuff. And as he's told us, it's not like he's monetized or anything. And of course, how could he be? Who the heck is going to pay to see this stuff? I admit, I don't understand it. But all things considered, Thomas posting memes as a deranged, bitter lunatic is nothing really new, right? What I really wanted to see was how long until Samantha came out to do her little, monthly Dan Wooten shout out where she goes on and she tells us how horrible Megan is. At first I thought I was just being silly. I mean, come on, we all know. Samantha comes out once everything dies down and she, stirs everything all up again. So it would be surprising for her to have come out right when, As Ever was out there, the Gwyneth Paltrow, all the stuff, right? Well, maybe it's just that Samantha's got her hands in other little pies. Now, I do see that she's supposed to be on Lady Letitia's live, that she is guest starring on Lady Letitia's, and that should be interesting, and I will certainly tune in. Although I do wonder, Lady Letitia's versus Dan Wooten, a bit of a difference, but hey, no shade to Lady Letitia. It's great. I will be watching. But then I saw that maybe there might be some other things that are occupying Samantha's time. For example, it seems Samantha has more than one legal case that she's working on. Now, we of course all know about the one that she's working on with Meghan, right? Just in case we've forgotten, I do want to play you a little clip about the last update that Samantha gave us about that very important legal battle, because she was on Dan Wooten's, sometime around September. I believe this was right after her mother passed. In fact, I believe it was like the day after her mother passed, where she was on Dan Wooten and she was talking about her sister Meghan.
Your down-to-earth sister, who apparently said, it doesn't matter, royal titles don't matter, just call me Meghan. She is now briefing that she's furious with you because you, her own sister, is not referring to her as the Duchess of Sussex. Your response, Sam?
Here is my response. Pumpkin, when you entered into the legal paperwork, or your precious attorney did, you started off and have been going by Meghan Markle all of this time, and then now you want to whine about it. Well, that's called acquiescence. You've gone all of this time under Meghan Markle, but now you want legal paperwork, our court system, to acknowledge you as Meghan, the Duchess of Sussex. Here's what, sweetheart. First of all, in 1776...
Now, you may be wondering why on earth Samantha would be bringing up 1776 and why she would be sitting in front of this ridiculous faux backdrop of 1776 as she begins to discuss her sister's name change or potential name change in her court case. And the reason is because this was in September, so Trump is still building up towards the election. And Trump was, in fact, very popular at this time. He was just gaining all that momentum. And so she is trying to pander to the people that are in support of Trump and pretending that she is this American, patriotic American who understands the Constitution. She really has no idea what the Constitution says, nor does she understand the emoluments clause, which she's about to refer to, and I have a whole video about that, so I'm not going to go into it again. But the important thing that I want you to pay attention to here is what she says about her sister's name. Maybe because it seems I've caught Samantha being hypocritical again. I know that's just such a shock, but I think I have.
We did away with having to bow to royal titles.
Where in her court case is Meghan asking Samantha to bow to her? I'm pretty sure she isn't. And just even bringing it up just makes Samantha sound so foolish.
Our legal system does not acknowledge legal titles per Section 9 of the United States Constitution. And furthermore, you may not use royal titles to dabble in American politics per the United States Constitution. And the last time I checked, if you want a name change other than what's on your birth record or your driver's license, I don't know, maybe you went and got Meghan the Duchess of Sussex on your driver's license recently, but your legal documents in the United States would have to say Meghan the Duchess of Sussex for you to impose that upon our legal system. So unless you went to court and petitioned for a name change and got your name legally changed to Meghan the Duchess of Sussex, I don't believe that you can squawk about it. And I would suggest that Jack Royston read the Constitution.
Now, I stand by my original response to that statement by Samantha, which is that before she tells anyone else to read the Constitution, she ought to give it a shot herself. But based on the things she's been saying since, apparently she hasn't. But anyway, that's beside the point. Let's go back to where Samantha said that in the court documents, she has no right to be called anything other than what is on her birth certificate or her driver's license. Interesting choice there, because the driver's license would be her current name. The birth certificate would be the birth certificate, but that's not necessarily your legal name unless throughout your life you have changed your legal name, say gotten married and then divorced. You have to actually petition the court to turn your name back to your original maiden name. So I have to wonder, Samantha, what exactly is it on your birth certificate and or your legal documents? Your driver's license say? Because does it say Samantha Markle? Because if it does, how come you're in the midst of a legal suit under the name Samantha Rasmussen? The Duchess of Sussex pointed this out to me today, which was a post by Unequivocal and Full Apology Received. I don't know who this person is. They're clearly a squatty. They got Baby Doranger all over their X account, which is fine. I mean, whatever. Sometimes there's no reason to reinvent the wheel. If someone has already done the research and they're posting it for the world, I'm going to look into it. I'm not going to, redo the legwork if someone's already done it. Just so happens that it's a squatty that did it, but hey, that works for me. So I, of course, took this and then went further. Now, what it is this was linked to a Newsweek article. And the Newsweek article basically is about Samantha and Meghan's court case. And what this is they're saying, how come you're only talking about that court case? Why aren't you talking about this other one? Which, of course, that's on the left-hand side. And that's what we're going to look at a little bit more closely. I know this is kind of hard for you to read, but what it is this is verification that someone was served court papers, and they are the defendant in a case, and it's Samantha Rasmussen. Now that is what I am talking about when I say, so here Samantha's going on TV talking all about how Meghan can't be asking to be called Meghan Duchess of Sussex if that's not her legal name. Well, guess what? Is Samantha Markle your legal name? Because there have been so many names that how the heck do we know? But this is a case where she was being asked to, present herself in court concerning a lawsuit from the UHGFLLC. And what her response was, basically, I'm not going to be there. I'm not going to court, whatever. So she refused the summons. I don't remember if she took the papers. I think she was told what the papers were, but she refused the papers. I can't prove to you how I know this is the correct Samantha Rasmussen, because the only way to do that is to give away private information, which I'm not going to do. I'm not going to make that public. It's out there. If you guys want to find it, you can find it, whatever. I will show you photos, but not that anything that gives away private information. Now, when you look at this, you can see here Samantha Rasmussen, her aliases are Yvonne Marie Markle, Samantha Marie Markle. So this leads me at least to believe, since most of her court cases, except for the ones against Meghan, are in the name Samantha Rasmussen, it leads me to wonder whether or not that's what her legal name still is. When she went and got divorced the second time, did she change her name back to Markle? I don't think so. If I remember correctly, when Meghan and Harry started dating, she was going by Grant, which, by the way, we know is not her real name. That was her stage name. So, she wasn't going by Rasmussen, which I believe probably is still her legal name, wasn't going by Markle. She was going by her stage name. But you see here, her legal documents are in the name Samantha Rasmussen. So it makes me wonder, how are you sitting there saying your sister can't say she wants to be called this? Well, do you see what I'm saying? It seems very hypocritical to me, because if you are not going by your legal name, how are you saying anything about your sister not going by her legal name? I mean, these people do this without a single thought. And you may ask, how do I know for sure this is the same Samantha? Well, now, when I found the address on the court case, I then looked it up in Google and found the address, the Google photo of it. Now, my original reaction was, well, this isn't where Samantha lives. This isn't the house that we have seen. And then I stopped myself immediately because, of course, who says the houses we've seen were actually her homes? We have no idea. But I was ready to turn away from this and say, who knows? It might not even be the right one. And then I noticed the van. Well, that's the van that was in Meet the Markles, that Amelia show that I did a video about. And that's a van meant for someone in a wheelchair. So that made me believe that this is indeed Samantha's home. And this is where she currently lives. And this home where she currently lives is where this court case was being sent to. I mean, those are the vehicles we've seen them with. So that leads me to believe that this is in fact Samantha's home. Oh, this is clearly not the same home that she claimed she needed to upgrade and make it wheelchair accessible. So what was the GoFundMe for? And if I remember correctly, wasn't she renting a home at the time? Renters can't upgrade their homes to become wheelchair accessible. You can't do that as a renter. So what was the GoFundMe for exactly? Now, when I looked at the addresses on the other two current court cases, well, not current, they're recent court cases, but they are no longer current because they've both been dismissed. But she was the defendant in both of those as well. But when I looked up the addresses on that, it comes up with a local UPS store very near the other address. So she's got a mailing address at a UPS store, a UPS mailbox, on the other court cases, and only one of them actually had her address. So that leads me to believe that it is in fact the same person. Because how many people are going to have their address listed on a court case as a UPS store? That leads me to believe that that's someone who's hiding their address. Just my thought. Now, this is the one court case, and before you get upset, don't worry. The address on there, that's the UPS store. That's all that is. That's just the store that I just showed you the photo of. So that's not doxing anyone's address. It's just a public address of a business. But this is the one court case, and you can see this is Midland Credit Management versus Samantha Rasmussen. This is a closed case, but it is fairly recent. I think this one was last year. There's one that was last year that ended early last year. The other one ended in December of last year. And then there is the third that is still ongoing. This one is the second one, and you can see, again, the address on there that you're seeing. That's the address of the UPS store. And this one is with Citibank. So, again, another financial situation. And I don't know what it is. It's none of our business, but it is curious that the only reason I'm showing you these is because of the name on it. The legal name is Samantha Rasmussen. So why is she sitting there talking about what name her sister uses? And this is the current case that she was just served papers for on March 11th, 2025. And you can see that does in fact have her address, and I have blanked it out. I don't want to dox anybody, give anybody's addresses out. And this is the one that she has a court hearing on April 9th. So it should be interesting to see if she's on Dan Wooten on April 9th. I mean, we know that, on April 11th, she's supposed to be with Lady Letitia. It'll be curious to see what she's doing when she's supposed to be showing herself in court on April 9th, 2025, which she has already said she is not going to go. But makes you wonder, what is it that she's not going to court for? What are all these court cases about? This one, UHC LLC, I don't know what this is. I didn't look it up. I'm not that curious. But it does make you wonder what they're all about. And most of all, it makes me wonder what she is doing, making these comments about what it is that her sister is using on her official court records based on what's on her birth certificate or her driver's license. Well, we know that Samantha's birth certificate is going to say Yvonne Marie Markle. Now, whether or not she had a legal name change each time she went, got divorced or remarried or whatever, I don't know, but the fact that she suddenly came up with the last name Markle, and oh, lo and behold, her diplomas show Markle, even though at the time I believe she was married, wasn't she? So why wouldn't it be her married name? Why would it be the name Markle when we know she goes by the married name Rasmussen enough to have legal documents in that name? Honestly, for all we know, Samantha Grant is the real name of the actress that's playing the role of Samantha Markle. Honestly, at this point, I'd believe it. I'd believe just about anything. But while I was on this unequivocal and received apology or whatever her account is, I did find another very interesting video that I'd like to play for you. Although, really, I'm not going to play the video because there's really nothing to see in the video. I'm just going to play you the audio.
Give me my stuff.
You do it. I'm going to Peace River and tell them what
Get your filthy
an abuser you are.
house.
My neck's almost broken and you're going to treat me this way. You're the one that trashes the house and you're the bully. You
No, you dump
projector.
stuff over and don't want to pick it up.
Leave me alone. My neck is fucking
Give me my
almost broken.
shoes and my tray. And you don't stack shoes all over the floor. Give
Leave
me
me alone.
give me my shoes. This
Not
foot
even
pad.
awake yet and you're abusing me.
Get up and give me my shoes. This foot pad hurts my feet. You don't fucking do what you want and then fucking flop on the bed and lay down all day.
My neck is almost broken.
Oh, bullshit.
I'm
Give
not
me
even
some
awake
shoes.
yet and you're abusing me.
Give me
Fuck
some
off.
shoes, you fucking drama queen, and give me my tray and my phone.
I'm a drama queen. My neck, I'm ready to be in traction, you fucking
Give me
idiot.
my shoes and my phones.
Shut up.
Okay, if I have to go over there, I'm going to run your shoes over to go get them. Give me my stuff.
You do it. I'm going to Peace River and tell them.
Now, I can identify Samantha's voice in that video. I don't know if you can. I have no doubt in my mind that that's Samantha. But the other voice that you hear is her partner, Mark. And based on listening to his interview in that Meet the Markles thing with Amelia, if you haven't seen it, you can go watch my video. If you are like me, you would recognize his voice from that as well. So yeah, I there's no doubt in my mind who those two people are, and that's quite the video, isn't it? I mean, oh, and interestingly enough, if you have watched the Meet the Markles thing, that video was on Facebook, which, didn't he say in that whole thing that he's not allowed to have a Facebook account anymore? Because he was too busy giving Starbucks gift cards to Lindsay Lohan? I don't even know. But interesting. Curiouser and curiouser with these people. Now, unfortunately, I don't have anything else about those court cases because all three of them, interestingly enough, none of them are in Pacer, but they are all in a local county court system. And that system, you have to have official or you have to have specific reasons to be in the system. It's not a public system, it's a private system. So what I was able to see was all that the public is able to see in those systems. But I'm still looking, there's a lot about Pacer, which is the national database for court cases. There's a lot about Pacer that I think I'm not working right because I'm not an attorney, and so I don't know how to work the system. And I think there's a lot more there than I'm seeing. And it seems like every time if I look properly or something, I feel like that I'm just missing something on the right way to search for it. So I'm still looking because there's a couple other court cases that I'm looking at also. But before I let you go today, I did find one other thing that I thought you might get a kick out of. This is an article that I saw on GB News. You can see Ed Griffiths, April 7th, 2025. And here it says, Meghan Markle suffers backlash on product quality after Duchess forced to issue an apology. And I figured what I'd do is I'd save you a lot of time because you don't need to read this. This article is the backlash is all of us on X saying this is ridiculous. It looks runny and gross. It's not actual backlash about product quality. And the Duchess is forced to issue an apology. The apology she issues is that she sold out so quickly. Yeah, that's what the apology is. So I'm going to save you time. You don't need to read that article. There's nothing good in that. But I do have to wonder why exactly it is that GBN News is doing this. Why are you putting this out? You know that your headline has nothing to do with the actual article. Why are you still playing her game? That's I guess my question. But clearly they still are. And if you don't recognize that screen grab, that was the screen grab from the interview. It was in one of my last videos of Samantha holding the Meghan mask in front of her face in her first interview when she got back from London after being turned away at Buckingham Palace and all that. You know, I believe at the time she was talking about how Meghan doesn't have any class. Yeah. I mean, you can't make this stuff up. Anyway, thank you very much for listening. I look forward to hearing your thoughts down in the comments. And I hope you have a great day filled with love, laughter, and of course, dancing.
Dancing in the rain.